Sigmas. What really happens when the nice guy finally walks away from the table? When the man who once held the door open for everyone suddenly lets it close behind him? We've all seen it, or maybe it. The guy who gave and gave. He supported others, listened to their problems, sacrificed his own time, and expected nothing but simple appreciation. Instead, he was met with silence, disrespect, and indifference. But then comes the shift, the moment the Sigma male says, "No more." This isn't about revenge or bitterness. It's about self-respect. Sigma males operate on independence and introspection. They don't seek validation, but they give loyalty freely, until they're pushed too far. When they walk away, they don't storm out. They vanish. They cut ties clean. And the silence that follows? It speaks louder than any argument ever could. Psychologically, this is a boundary reset, where emotional intelligence meets personal dignity. And here's the twist. When a Sigma male stops being overly nice, people suddenly. Why? Because now he demands respect instead of asking for it. And that is the true awakening. Point 1. The mask comes off, and the world is shook. Sigmas, the first thing that happens when you stop being nice is you finally take off the mask. Not the polite mask we all wear in social settings, but the one built on people-pleasing, avoiding conflict, and constantly maintaining peace for the sake of others. That mask is heavy, and the moment you drop it, something powerful happens. Let's get one thing straight. Being kind and being a pushover are not the same thing. Sigma males are naturally kind, yes, but not naive. When your kindness is mistaken for weakness, you quickly learn how the world really works. According to psychology, people often exploit those who prioritize harmony over honesty. That's where the shift begins. Once you stop sugarcoating your words and start speaking your truth, people get uncomfortable. Why? Because your silence once served them. It protected their egos. Your compliance was their control. But when a Sigma speaks with honesty and sets clear boundaries, it disrupts the status quo. Suddenly, you're not so easy to manipulate. You're not playing the social game anymore. You're defining it. And for people who relied on the old you, that's terrifying. But for a Sigma, that's freedom. That's power. That's the beginning of authenticity. Point 2. You become a mystery they can't solve. When you stop being overly nice, something fascinating happens. People no longer feel like they've got you figured out. You become unpredictable, and that unpredictability shifts the dynamic. According to psychology, humans naturally seek patterns. We like to predict behavior because it makes us feel safe. When someone suddenly stops being agreeable all the time, it disrupts that pattern. You stop saying yes just to avoid conflict. You no longer force a smile to make others comfortable. Instead, you speak your truth calmly and confidently and walk away without feeling the need to justify yourself. That's powerful. It sends a clear message. You have boundaries now, and they're not up for debate. This transformation makes you go from familiar to mysterious. People can't read you like they used to, and that makes them curious or even intimidated. You become what psychologists call cognitively complex, harder to categorize and understand. And here's the twist. People often fear what they can't define. You're no longer an open book they flip through casually. You've become a closed chapter, sealed with self-respect. They try to decode you, but all they find is calm, self-assured silence. And that silence, it speaks louder than words ever could. Point 3. Respect walks in, uninvited. Funny thing about Sigma males. When you were overly nice and always available, people started to feel entitled to your time and energy. They'd call you at midnight with their problems, expecting you to drop everything. And for a while you probably did, but then you woke up. You set boundaries. You started saying no. And something unexpected happened. People started respecting you more. Why? Because human psychology values scarcity. According to behavioral science, we're wired to pursue what isn't easily accessible. It's called the scarcity principle. When something becomes rare, its perceived value increases. Sigma males naturally embody this. They're grounded, not needy, present, but not desperate. When a Sigma stops trying to please everyone and starts living by his own code, he becomes magnetic. It's not about being cold or rude. It's about being rooted in your truth. Your peace becomes your priority. Your standards become your shield. You no longer allow people to walk all over you just to keep the peace. Because now your inner peace comes first. And that's the paradox. By pulling back, you gain more power. By setting limits, you earn more respect. That's Sigma energy, quiet, firm, and unshakably confident. Point 4. The users disappear, good riddance. Let's keep it real, Sigmas. Some people hung around not because they genuinely cared about you, but because you made their lives easier. You were always the fixer, the peacemaker, the one who gave without asking for much in return. But here's the truth. Emotional leeches thrive on kindness without boundaries. They latch on, take what they can, and disappear the moment you stop being available on their terms. Psychologically, this is tied to something called when someone exploits another's resources, energy, or time without offering mutual support. And guess what? The moment you draw a line, they don't adjust, they exit. Why? Because your value was only in what you could do for them. But the moment you stop feeding their drama and start focusing on your own growth, everything shifts. You reclaim your energy, your time, and your peace. And that's when you begin to notice a powerful filter at work. The users fade out, and the authentic ones, the people who respect you for who you are, not what you can give, begin to surface. So remember, saying no isn't rude, it's powerful, it's necessary, and it's the first step towards surrounding yourself with people who truly belong in your life. Point 5. Self-respect skyrockets. Every time you say no without guilt, every time you walk away from a toxic situation, every time you put yourself first, you're not being selfish, you're setting a boundary. And boundaries are the blueprint of self-respect. According to psychology experts, people with healthy self-respect have lower stress levels, better emotional regulation, and stronger relationships. Why? Because they don't let others treat them like an option. When you look in the mirror and think, "Damn, I'm proud of that guy," you're witnessing growth in real time. That pride isn't ego, it's evidence. You're becoming someone who no longer seeks validation, but leads with purpose. And that, Sigmas, is the beginning of everything. Because self-respect is magnetic. People start treating you the way you treat yourself. If you carry yourself like someone who matters, the world eventually gets the memo. Self-respect doesn't just change your view of the world, it changes how the world views you. Point 6. You start attracting different energy. When you stop being overly nice just to keep people happy, something powerful happens. You begin to protect your energy. This shift doesn't mean becoming cold or heartless, it means setting healthy boundaries. Psychologists refer to this as assertive behavior, where you stand firm without aggression. And guess what? The manipulators, the ones who thrived on your need to please, start fading away. Why? Because you're no longer an easy target. Instead, you begin to attract people who respect you for who you are, not for what they can get from you. These individuals aren't just drawn to your light. They bring their own glow to the table. It's mutual, not one-sided. As this transformation takes place, your social circle might shrink, but it becomes richer in quality. Gone are the energy vampires and the fake smiles. In their place, you'll find real connections. Those who support your growth, honor your boundaries, and pour back into you. According to studies in social psychology, people with strong boundaries often experience more fulfilling relationships and higher self-esteem. So while being nice might win you quantity, being authentic wins you quality, and that's where true peace and power live. Point 7. You operate from purpose, not pressure. Before you said yes because you felt obligated, driven by a need to please others or gain their approval. It was almost automatic, saying yes without considering the impact on your time, energy, or well-being. But now you say yes because you mean it. This shift signifies a transformation, where you take control of your decisions and actions. No longer are you swayed by external pressures or fleeting desires. You are guided by your mission, your purpose, and a clear understanding of your values. By prioritizing your goals, peace, and truth, you eliminate unnecessary distractions. This isn't about rejecting others. It's about aligning your choices with your deeper self. When you make decisions based on your own values rather than external validation, you become grounded in purpose. This shift from obligation to intention removes chaos from your life. When challenges arise, you don't react impulsively. Instead, you respond thoughtfully and strategically. This approach doesn't just empower you, it makes you unstoppable. You no longer act from a place of pressure or expectation, but from a place of alignment with your authentic self, making every move calculated and purposeful. This is the key to mastering your life and finding peace amidst the noise. So Sigmas, this is what happens when we stop being nice. We stop living for others and start living as ourselves. We become strong, rooted, and untouchably real. Let this video be your permission slip, your turning point. The moment you decide to stop shrinking to fit into small places, stand tall, speak truth, set boundaries, and watch your world transform. Like this video, hit that subscribe button, and join this tribe of unapologetic Sigma males. Let's walk this path together. Let's live with purpose, not pressure. Having said this,